How's it going, everybody? It is Lockhart here, and today, for my first video ever, and I did not think this is how it was going to go, we are talking about the City of Final Fantasy Opera Omnia, and this is a game that has been near and dear to my heart for a very long time. One of the major gacha games that I've played in my life so far, and to be honest, I know a lot of people will have their own opinions of it, but my experience with DFFOO has been amazing. I've played with friends for a very long time. Until they all eventually dropped off, and then, I mean, I guess that goes without saying. That's like a lot of gachas. But it is like, it was so super free to play and stuff, and now I'm finding out that end of service is coming by February 29th. And I thought I was going to have an opportunity to play this game because I'm a day one player, and I've had my account since the very beginning of the inception of this game. And although my dedication to it has not been as strong as it used to be in the past, I still log in like regularly, do some of the events, and try to get whatever I can so that way I can continue to, like, you know, experience the game in different ways. And I've used DFFOO in some of my videos as well, but I have not dedicated any time to it specifically. And, you know, we have the end of season service announcement here, and it's thank you for playing the City of Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. It is with deep regret that we inform you that DFFOO will end service on February 29th, 2024 for UTC. We understand that this will come as a shock to our loyal players who have been playing devotedly day after day. For all of us in the operations team, we are truly sorry for the sudden announcement. Ever since starting service in January 31st, 2018. Oh my god, it's been 6 years. We have striven to offer you the best service possible, and they have tried for a long time. However, determining it will be too difficult to provide you satisfactory experience moving forward, we reluctantly made the difficult decision to end service. To our devoted players who have been with us on this adventure, we offer sincere gratitude. Please read the details for the following bit. So this is the notice. Suspension of gem sales as of today. Any current gems can still be used in case of having insufficient gems to perform certain actions like performance draw. An app may ask you to wish to purchase gems, but please note this is actually not possible. And then there is an end of service, blah blah blah, in this short whatever. And this is gonna be super unfortunate, but now it's gonna seem that, like, you know, and this is from the producer as well. As we approach, I will express my heartfelt gratitude to all the players for all this many of years. From so, you know, whatever, from characters who oppose each other in the original world, now working together, to characters who had lost their lives, now having their stories continue. We sought to convey the charm in the original works, and they did. Man, some of this is great. Although the main story will only be playable up until Act Chapter 4-6 with the global version, we are planning to release videos of all cutscenes up through Act 4. Oh my god! Finally! Specific device support. We felt that releasing the cutscenes in the video form would allow you to enjoy your favorite scenes wherever you want. As such, there will be no offline version. Instead, we will release videos of cutscenes not only from the main story but also the lost chapters intersect. So we plan to release these videos on YouTube after service concludes. Oh man. Although this is the end, I want to once again. Whatever I want. You know. We've been able to continue for 6 years, and 6 years is a good time. And here's the crazy thing. Here's the absolute cuckoo's bananas things about this. 6 years of probably one of the nicest, easiest free-to-play games ever is amazing, and they've done so well. Ah, the Sea of Red. Oh no. So it is what it is, and, like, you know, here's a little bit of it, like everything in terms of compensation, what it means have been revamped. So they still did some things, and, like, ally stickers have been added to the shop, and it sucks that there is no this game. Okay, so let's take a look at a couple things, right? And I'll note that, like, I am missing in some respects to this because, you know, it is hard to keep up while playing 5 gachas at a time. So I do my best wherever I can. Oh, that's my free multi-troll. And that was absolute not very good. Ooh, I got another one. Let's see here. Okay, we got a red. I like to skip everything. I'm just, like, super easy like that. And I got LD, which I didn't need, but was so sought after at the time. right? And really, I just want to go over some of my the ones that stick out to me as my memorable moments with this game, because again, I had this game was probably one of the major gacha games that I had played for a long time, until recently when like bigger gacha games came out. I always fell back to Opera Omnia because it was always such an easy game to get a hold of, and I got a new character, which will instantly be lots and lots of gems and such. Okay, cool. I don't know what's going to happen with people who have a backlog of gems, because there are people out there who have played this game for a bajillion. Well, no, they just spend a lot of money on costumes and such, and therefore they have a huge backlog of gems and like paid gems. And oh, this is an FR weapon. Oh, okay. Well, I haven't gotten this yet, so that's nice. Right on. Oh my gosh, there are so many pulls. What is this? This is crazy. I've only gotten one so far in all of these pulls. Oh, okay, and then we're back to business. Perfect. So, okay. Some of the first things that I enjoyed about this game, first of all, was like the art of the characters. That was so fun. Like, and I loved it. I enjoyed having these characters. It was a different game style because like your characters had a finite amount of moves that they could use at a time. So you could not you couldn't just spam your skills. You had to really pay attention to which skills you were using, because you would run out and therefore you wouldn't be able to use that skill anymore. And that was nuts. You know, and that made the game so hard and so interesting. And then like one of the first major milestones in this game that was like crazy. It's so silly to think about it. Like in the game where it is now to what it was before. We are at 175 units. But I'm going to move right over here to Titus. And when his 35 CP weapon came out, it was nuts. Like, people who got it and were able to, like, fully awaken it were like, he was so OP. And to think that it was, like, the best item at the time. Like, you would jump into any sort of match and you would just be using him and spamming his 35 CP and doing like crazy amounts of damage. And it was just so silly. It was like the best time. And then followed by that, one of my most favorite memories of this game is when the BTs came out. So that's BT was like it's like a burst weapon. And Squall's first burst weapon, when it came out, me and a buddy of mine, we were like at work and we're just there like we took break together so that way we could pull on it. And I had to go pretty far, but he was like, he got it like so quickly, and he got his LD as well. Or no, yes, the LD, I believe it's came out at the same time, and it was amazing. It was such a good time. And that was a lot of fun. The co-op in the game was like really easy to do, so I had fun with my friends when they were still playing when it first came out as well. And that was great. And then like, you know, you had like, there were crazy like zero turn strats that would come out with like Noctis. Noctis was like a big memorable moment because his skill, his LD weapon allowed you to like go in front of the unit and everybody could take advantage of that. Where's our boy Noctis? Where is he right now? Yeah, that's it. Of course, like, you know, like you gotta, right? Like this is him stock, but you had to get like the costume. And then like, you know, when they came out with like the weapon skins and stuff, like that was nice too. Oh, I didn't max out his thing. I'll go do that. And it was awesome. Like that was so cool. Like cheesing content and like figuring out ways to like destroy bosses, which otherwise would have been like kind of really hard. Was an amazing time. They came out with like a lot of things, and like here's the thing. Here's the one thing I absolutely loved about DFFOO. They would take your older characters and revamp them, and like every now and then they would give them a rework. Not like a mastery ability too, not like a different costume that does different things for the same unit. No, it's the same unit, and they just made sure that they were current or capable of being somewhat relevant to the current content. And they would just like change up their skills, like, you know, like let's say this skill for instance, they would basically like make sure that maybe there was more hits. They would up the brave damage. They would up like what it does here, and make sure that they could scale to the current difficulty. And that was like, and you know, that shows love. Like there were like characters that they could have just like left in the toilet for a million years. And they didn't, you know, like they were like, oh, let's go ahead and like make sure that these characters are usable, because there's so many of them, and you can customize your team how you want, and you know, different strategies here and there, whatever. But that was sick. The story was nice because you could see all these characters interact from like the different universes of the game, and you could just like kind of enjoy that and be able to like do it. And like here we go. Some of the other things that they would do too is that they would reset these so you could like literally play them and get rewards again. Like they would do that from time to time, which is an amazing thing to have. Their events were like really updated all the time. They had so many end game events that you could do that they would try to make sure to keep up with, and make the game really dynamic. And one of the other things too is that like you would have a character that maybe was like okay and like whatever it was, and then all of a sudden they would give that unit a new LD weapon, and they just make that unit completely cracked. I'm not saying Luna Freya is one of them. I'm just saying that like, you know, for some of these characters that were like kind of meh, they would get like an LD weapon and they would be like amazing, or they would get an FR weapon and they would be amazing. They would get a BT weapon, they would be amazing, and it was a great way to kind of change the meta and shuffle it around. And that was awesome to see. Like the animations were great too. That was always nice to have and nice to see. So it was like, you know, it felt like they put a lot of love into this game. Am I surprised that it's going end of season? Like, no, because like every game will eventually hit end of season. The strive is like most will say is like, well, we wanted to get to like 10 years and like, you know, and that would be great. You know, okay, fine, 10 years, whatever. It's not a lot of time, but it is what it is, right? And I would say like if they make a 10-year run, like I think there's nothing to scoff at. Like that's really good for any gacha game. But 6 years on their model, on DFFOO's model specifically, is pretty impressive. I got 300 tickets, which, like, again, this game has been so free to play. I've been able to more or less keep up, or at least get the items and weapons that I want, because they would do things that would allow you to get a ton of currency, whether it's gems, whether it's tickets, so you can pull on banners, right? So this is like one of them. You go through this. There's supposed to be chests here. You unlock all these boxes, and you get a bunch of tickets. You get a bunch of gems, right? And you could use them right away or whatever, but the rates were, I wouldn't say they were abysmal, but I think they were like pretty reasonable considering how much free stuff you got. You get me? So it's like when you have players like me who like, or there's a lot of whales out there, former whales I would almost say, that have no necessity to almost dig into their gems, no less dig into their paid gems, and they're just like getting whatever they want constantly because like they might get lucky and they luck sack like one of these items. Like, you know, this seems like an alright banner, but I don't think I will. I'll probably do something like this because I don't have any of her stuff. And you could just do 10 tickets and you could drop 10 pulls on tickets, and yes, you don't get your +1, and the rates are like, they are what they are, but like at 300 tickets I might get lucky, you know, and those are just tickets. I'm not even digging into the gems working towards pity yet. I can just go for it and like hope for the best, you know. I got the LD, which I already have, whatever. So that's like some of the things that they did to make the game super accessible. And this isn't recent. Like there's so many other ways you can collect gems and tickets in this game. Like when you pull a new character, you can go through their Esper boards, and guess what? You can get gems and tickets for every character that you pull. I just pulled 2 characters. I have 2 characters that are brand new. And I can, okay, here's an FR weapon. Do I get the one I need? I don't, but I do need to, and I already awakened it. Okay, well anyway, but my point is that, look, I got an FR weapon in about 10 pulls from 100 tickets that were free. You know, like I don't even have to spend material to get those tickets. Like those tickets are it's so easy to get. So it's like nuts. How free to play this game has been for a long time, I want to say. You know, they don't hit you with like the crazy monetary ads. They don't like paywall lock you. The pity system remains the same across the board. You get the character when you play the game. You get their 15 CP weapon now for free. You get 2 of their armors, all this stuff. And sometimes they give out free characters that are old, and you get all their things for it too, you know? And so like, yeah, like that's awesome. But is it like the best model for a company? I don't know. Is it the best model for players? Oh yeah, it is. It's not bad at all. You ain't here, like, you know, a lot of us are sitting good, you know, and eating well, and we don't, you know, there's complaints here and there for sure, and there are been things that have happened that affected whales specifically, but yeah, can't complain, cannot complain on my end at least. So it's a bittersweet because I haven't been digging as much into this game as I wanted to, and I've been constantly telling myself that I want to create content for it, but it's been really hard because I'm creating content for everything else. The other 4 games that I play and take up a lot of my time, even though this game requires you to do one of any kind of battle to do its dailies, it's the fastest dailies of any game I've ever played. Right? Because like they went from like a bunch of things, and then they're like, okay, you're just gonna do 5 missions, and now they're like, just do 1 of anything and you'll get the damn daily. You know what I mean? They have chocobo boards and stuff like that too for like people who like, you know, but there's so much time to to finish these like little bingo boards that come out weekly, and sometimes longer, that you have nothing to worry about. You know, like you have no reason to feel like you'd never be able to finish it. So yeah, anyway, great memories with this game. I'm really curious as to how end of season will go, because I wasn't around for Final Fantasy Record Keeper, which I loved, but I had to stop because that was one of the heaviest gacha games I got into, that I just had to tap out. It was just too much. Oh, okay, I see. So they're just gonna start handing out big rewards. Did they make any of these cheaper, I wonder? Not really. What am I gonna do? Guess what? Oh, they took it out, eh? Oh, there used to be tickets here, but maybe they have maybe there's a greater plan that we don't know. Anyway, let me know what y'all think. If you've liked watching and you like what I did, I do a lot of other gacha games. My main ones are Aether Gazer, Higan and Ruthiel, Final Fantasy VII, Ever Crisis, and War of the Visions, Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, and feels bad, you know, feels bad because I had a soft spot for this game for sure, but it is what it is. Thank you to everybody who came out to my streams way back when. DFFOO has one of the best communities. I streamed this game for the first time, and everybody was so nice. They helped me out when I was going through some harder content, like whether it was Shinryu or the one before that, and yeah. Drop a comment, guys. Let me know what you think. Have you guys been playing for a long time? Have you not? You know, do you care? Do you not care? For me, it's like a drop in the bucket because I've been free to play for the last 3 to 4 years, maybe. You know, so I'm like, I'm gonna miss the game, but I won't be like totally heartbroken over it. I think the game did an excellent job running for as long as it did on the model that it has, which is way better than a lot of current gacha games can say for themselves, because this was very player friendly, very player centric, in my opinion anyway. But it was just it does get repetitive, of course, so it's difficult to keep it interesting on a game like this. And yep, thanks so much, guys. We'll see you on the next one.